There are moments in life.
It's one small step for man.
When we held our breath.
Giant leap for mankind.
When we couldn't even speak. And when our hearts stopped for 3 days. It wasn't world history. But the Mariners pulled off a miracle. This fall's biggest moments are on KOMO TV. The best in entertainment. KOMO TV. They came from behind to win the West. They came from behind to stun the Yankees. Now this magic season continues toward an American League pennant.
The fans in Seattle say, "Don't wake me up. I love this dream." The Mariners keep the magic alive as they beat the Cleveland Indians in Game 1 of the 7 series. And the Cleveland Indians get a taste of Mariner fever. And the fans are once again going wild at the Kingdom tonight.
Where have we seen these sights and sounds before? It's happened in Seattle several times over the last 8 days or so, and the excitement continues. Good evening again, and I'm Dan Lewis, along with Kathi Goertzen, live at the Kingdom. We had a nail-biter again. Walcott, who, boy, did he pitch a great game, but he started out loading the bases by walking the first 3 batters, got out of a jam, amazing, and went on, and Piniella and the rest of the team have to be very happy with what they got, the victory out of Bob Walcott.
Once again, the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, just unbelievable here at the Kingdom. I don't know about you, but I feel like I've aged a little in every one of these games. It's just amazing.
None of them have been easy, but at least the difference in this one, the Mariners did not find themselves behind. They were tied late in the game after that monster home run from Albert Bell, and we see what a strong hitter he can be, and we see what a strong city Seattle can be, pulling together again in victory with the fans out on the street again.
Once again, the Kingdom sold out tonight and tomorrow, and the fans are coming out of the Kingdom, 57,000 plus, and they are going wild. Let's go to Liz Roca, who is with some of them right now. Liz?
I think it's great. The Mariners just great tonight. Just out of the world. I can't believe it. Woo! How about you?
Oh, the Mariners are beautiful, baby. They're going all the way. World Series! World Series!
That's a little bit of what's been going on here. We're going to go back up to the roof. Dan and Kathi.
Just a little calmer up here right now than it is down there.
It's only Monday night, but Seattle already involved in a huge party as they take the first game. And Bruce, it was terrific. The Mariners, I think they surprised everyone, just blew that team away.
I don't think they surprised the Mariner fans, but they certainly surprised Cleveland. You know, I was on a Cleveland television station earlier today, and we were talking about the crowd. And they said, you know, this is a football town. This is not a baseball town. They don't know anything about baseball. We know baseball in Cleveland. I said, wait till you get to the Kingdom tonight. And I think we have believers now among those Cleveland fans who are here for this ball game.
Absolutely. And once again, you can hear the roar come up from behind us all around the Kingdom and Pioneer Square. As the fans come out, they still can't keep quiet.
Well, Cleveland has had baseball for a long, long time, but they haven't had a championship for longer than the Mariners. Mariners, 19 years. What is it, Bruce, in Cleveland? 40-something?
41 years since Cleveland has been to the playoffs. So we worry about it here after 19 years. 41 years for Cleveland, so they have to be excited too. An amazing thing about this Cleveland baseball team, they won 100 games. They lost only 44. Had the best record in all of baseball, and they have been resting. Well, the Mariners have been going through their bullpen and beating the Yankees in one of the most exciting series you're ever going to see. As you see the fans there, they're just enjoying the moment. The Mariners defeat Cleveland 3-2 here tonight in Game 1 of the American League Championship Series.
You know, we talk about the bullpen. The Mariners did not really eat it up too bad tonight because they had Nelson for 2/3 of an inning and then Charlton 1 1/3. So that's not too bad. And again, that's credit to Bob Walcott.
Bob Walcott starts, as you'd mentioned, and we'll show the highlights in a few moments. He starts by walking the first 3 hitters. You can hear a pin drop in the Kingdome. But after that, he gets out of the inning. You know, that's the first time in baseball history in the playoffs that any pitcher has ever walked the first 3 and come on to win the game, and he got the win tonight.
He got his act together after that first frightening inning.
Sure did. He struck out Albert Bell after he walked the bases, and it was kind of like he must have thought, what am I getting myself into here? And then he got out of it.
And now the celebration underway at the Kingdome, and if you look inside, some of the folks getting ready to leave, not wanting to leave, wanting to keep this magic alive and keep living this moment as the Mariners take Game 1. And outside, here outside the Kingdome, on the north side of the Kingdome, there's a laser show going on, and it's quite a sight. Cleveland, and it has the Seattle Mariners. What does it say, Dan?
It was saying American League Championship Series, and also it had said at one point American League West Division Champions.
The Mariners logo dances across the Kingdome in the night sky. Quite a sight. Seattle, the Mariners.
I think the Mariners right now are probably grouping together in that locker room, and I think probably seriously talking, Lou Piniella probably saying, you guys really pulled something off here, and let's take this victory and let's use it and let's move on from this, because a lot of people looked at Walcott and then Belcher tomorrow and thought, boy, we could be in big trouble, and right now they've got Cleveland a bit surprised.
Eric Johnson getting some of the players right now, but now we want to turn to Bruce King, who has some of the highlights of what was really a thrilling game. Another one.
Oh, it really was. You know, the Mariners have now won 5 in a row. 5 in a row at the Kingdome, and they're on a roll right now. Let's go to the highlights. Bobby Walcott, what can you say about this guy? 22 years old, a rookie, his first start. He walks, the bases loaded, nobody out. We're in the first. Albert Bell, 50 home runs this year. He strikes him out, and the crowd goes wild. After Murray pops up to Blowers, he gets Tomei. Great play by Joey Cora, throws him out at first. And yes, Bobby Walcott and the Mariners are out of the first inning. In the second, Mike Blowers. He's been eating up Cleveland pitching. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs during the regular season. He goes deep with a runner on. Over the wall, a home run. The Mariners lead it by a score of 2-0, and the fireworks light up the Kingdome. In the third, Jim Tomei with a runner on is going to single to center. And Cleveland's going to score, and Cleveland gets on the scoreboard for the first time. It is 2-1, now in favor of the Mariners. But Bobby Walcott gets Sorrento to hit into this double play to get out of the inning, and the Mariners continue to lead it 2-1. In the 7th, Albert Bell shows off his power. He goes deep into the second deck in center field for the home run to tie it at 2-2. He hits the first pitch. But now we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Score tied 2-2. At the plate, Luis Sojo. Shot to left field. Off the wall. A double. Jay Buhner is going to score the winning run of the ball game. Buhner scores, and the Mariners go ahead by a score of 3-2 over the Cleveland Indians. And finally, final out of the ball game, Eddie Murray against Norm Charlton. Ground ball hit to short. Sojo bobbles the ball, comes up, throws him out at first. The Mariners win it 3-2. And you talk about the celebration has to be going on. And that Mariner clubhouse, Dan, as you mentioned a moment ago, very, very exciting moment here in Seattle tonight for this baseball team and for all the fans, because now they are 3 wins away from
the World Series.
The World Series. We like that a lot. The refuse to lose kids, they call them tonight. Thank you, Bruce.
Yes. Let's go to Eric Johnson right now, down by the clubhouse or on the field. Eric?
Yeah, I am with Norm Charlton right now. Storm and Norman, it just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it? Let's talk a little bit first about the revolving door hero for the day, Bob Walcott. What a kid.
Yeah, almost a man-child. He's 22 years old. We've seen him out there in the biggest game of his life and probably one of the bigger games for the Seattle Mariners, and he comes through like a champ. 22 years old, he's standing out there pitching against the oldest pitcher in baseball, and goes pitch to pitch and toe to toe and wins the ball game for us.
I mean, he's not facing a bunch of chumps here. He's facing perhaps the most powerful arsenal in baseball. We're taking a look at some pictures of him pitching here in a second, but I mean, he goes out there, shows all the poise in the world.
I'd like to think perhaps the second most powerful.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, he's not facing any chumps over there. All those guys can swing the bat. They know what they're doing. They won 100 games this year in a 145-game season. Short season, they won 100 games. So he's facing a pretty good ball club, and he goes out there and gives up 2 runs and does a hell of a job for us.
You personally continue to just roll along. Has this just been a dream for you? I mean, the Phillies cast you aside, and here you are now in the American League Championship Series, blowing away guys like Bell and Baerga.
Well, I'm getting them out, and you know, that's what counts right now. But yeah, it is a dream come true. I thought I'd be in the playoffs when I started the season. I was with the Phillies. They released me. I was out of baseball for 3 or 4 days, and that really hurt. I came back here. I've thrown well, and it couldn't happen any better way in being the championship, or you know, being the league championship for these guys.
Game 1's in the bag. Can you set the stage for us for game number 2?
Well, I think we're going to run Belcher out there, and I don't even know who they're pitching, but I guarantee you both clubs are going to come out swinging and come out throwing, and it'll be another exciting game here in the Kingdome.
Norm, thank you very much. Get some rest. We'll probably see you again tomorrow.
Right. Thank you.
Norm Charlton, there he is. Another good performance for him. Dan and Kathy, we're going to get some other guys here in just a second. Back to you guys.
Okay, Eric, thanks very much. As you see live from the Kingdome, the fans coming out, and once again, all around the dome, you can hear them just going crazy. A roar goes up around the Kingdome.
Well, hopefully we can see this same kind of scene again tomorrow. And then the series moves on to Cleveland. We want to tell you right now what's next for the Mariners. Game 2 set for tomorrow night here in the Kingdome. It will be Belcher. That game starts at 5 o'clock. You'll be able to see it right here on Channel 4. Games 3, 4, and 5 will be in Cleveland this weekend. Games 6 and 7, if necessary, will be back here in the Dome next Tuesday and Wednesday. And if there is a Game 7, you'll also be able to see that one right here on KOMO Channel 4.
Pretty amazing. Now, if they could do that again tomorrow night, then they head off to Cleveland, and they've got, who else on the mound but Randy Johnson. And I think that some of the people in Cleveland, and we heard him talking about it tonight, are getting a little worried about Randy Johnson.
Oh, they would be. And, you know, a lot of people here were saying, hey, if we can leave Seattle just 1-1, throw Randy on Friday and get the win there and be up 2-1, that would be great. What if they won tomorrow and then had Randy coming after being up 2 games to nothing and maybe go 3-0 against Cleveland, Bruce?
Oh, you can dream a little bit, but, you know, the way things are going right now, I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, that certainly could happen. This team's momentum is just hard to believe right now. Cleveland comes in here after just sweeping again Boston to get into the series, and they had a chance to rest, as we mentioned earlier, and now the Mariners, though, are just on a roll, and they just continue to win and continue to play well. I was surprised that this was not a high-scoring game. I thought this would just be a display of power on both sides, and all at once we end up with a pitcher's duel, a 3-2 ball game, and that surprised me just a little bit.
And you can give us a look at the pitching matchup for tomorrow?
Yeah, now, if you're going to look ahead to tomorrow and think about the pitching tomorrow, you would probably think that the Cleveland Indians would have the advantage against the Mariners tomorrow. And the reason for this, it seems to favor them because Orel Hershiser gets the call for the Indians, while Tim Belcher will make his first postseason start for the Mariners. Now, Hershiser was brilliant last week, shutting down Mo Vaughn and shutting out the Boston Red Sox. Over his past 15 starts, Hershiser is 12-2 and is pitching better than any time since shoulder surgery 5 years ago.
Once again, the fans continue to pour out of the Kingdome. A huge crowd in the Kingdome, a huge crowd wondering who was going to win this game all the way until the 9th inning. It was tied 2-2 for a while there. Then the Mariners took the 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 7th, and they held on to win.
I saw a sign inside the Kingdome tonight that said, "It's not over until we say it's over." And that was the case tonight. Now it's on to Game 2 tomorrow night.
Another sign said, "The bell don't ring in Seattle." Well, he did hit one dinger tonight, but that wasn't enough to take this team beyond the Mariners.
We want to thank you for joining us, everybody. Hope you have a good evening. Enjoy this Mariners win. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 o'clock for KOMO News 4. The game's at 5, and then we hope to see you once again for the post-game show.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Normal ABC programming is not available at this time due to the Major League Baseball championship game seen earlier this evening.